Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Total Technik. Today we're going to be looking at how to replace your climate control flap motors. These are the little motors that control the various aspects of controlling the hot and the cold airflow and the airflow between various vents in the front end of your car. Okay, so to remove this we need the standard Audi stereo removal tools. These are exactly the same as you would use to remove your radio or your sat-nav unit from your center console. If you don't have these already, these can be purchased very inexpensively on eBay. Just type in Audi radio removal tools and make sure you get yourself a pair of these. Okay guys, so with the stereo removal tools, one thing to remember is that the flat edge is always facing the outside of the unit, and the curved edge should always be facing into the center of the unit. Okay, now when you feed these in, they should feel like they're springing back at you, and they shouldn't feel very hard to put in. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes they don't quite feed into the correct slot. If someone's bent the mechanism putting it back in, sometimes it doesn't feel quite right. Don't force it, because you can get them jammed in. When you're pushing it in, you should feel it kind of pushing back at you, because that's you opening up the spring-loaded mechanism, and then you should get a nice click like we did on both of those. So this is ready to be pulled out, like so, and then we'll find on the rear there, you'll see we have one electrical connection to disconnect. For the electrical connection here, as you can see, it's a fairly standard Audi type connector. It's got two little plastic ears. Just squeeze those in nice and tight. I'll pull it apart and the whole thing will come off like so, and there's your stereo unit removed. Now to remove your tools from the stereo unit, you've got these little metal lugs. Push those in and wobble the tool, they'll pop out like so. Simple as that. So that unit's good to go. Now there's only 5 bolts that hold this in place. You can see this one actually had the optional extra CD changer, which I've removed. Not many have this option. Now what I like to do is when I drop these the glove box down is to remove your passenger seat as far back as it will go. Unfortunately I've got no power on this one at the moment. I'm working in a limited space. But move your passenger seat back as far as you can, so you've got a nice amount of space to work in. If you just put a blanket down here on the floor as well, just in case you've got any little stones or whatever, you don't want to scratch your glove box as well. So if you put a blanket down there, and then you've got something to lower it down onto when we get it removed. Okay, so looking at the top of the glove box, as I mentioned before, there are 5 bolts that actually hold this in. They're all size 8. Okay, if you look underneath the top lip here, you can see that we've got these holes, and up inside those holes, you may not be able to quite see it, but up inside there, you may not be able to see it on the video, but in each of these is a size 8 bolt. As you can see, there's 3 of these along the top edge. Now what you should do is remove the outer 2 first of all, but leave the middle one connected just for the time being. Okay, so I've just removed the 2 outer screws from the top of the top edge of the open glove box here. There is a third one in the middle. I'm going to leave that for the time being. Close that up, and I'm going to concentrate on the 2 that are underneath. So I'm going to disconnect the 2 bolts that are on the underside. Now, if you get your head down and have a look under this, I mean, I don't know whether we can get this on the video. Oh yeah, we can. Okay, at kind of a 45-degree angle, you've got this size 8 bolt just in there. There's one on either side. So we're going to have a look on the opposite side. You can see the hole for it just there. Just on the tip of my fingers is the second one. So you need to remove these 2 lower size 8 bolts. Okay, so I've just removed both of the lower bolts. So I'm going to go back now to the top here. Now, as I mentioned before, I left in the center one purposefully. Now, one thing to point out is if you don't have the CD changer option, then it will be just these 5 that are holding it in. That will apply to probably 75% of the people watching this video. However, if you do have this CD changer, they actually put an extra bolt in, which is just there. If you look up under there, you may just be able to see that. Just on the end of my finger, just there, they put an additional bolt there. So we'll get that one removed, and then we'll remove this final one, and the whole thing will be ready to drop down. Okay, so that's the CD changer fixing that you may or may not have, depending on whether you have the CD changer. It's just this main one here. As you can see, as I'm doing this, I don't know whether it's be clear on the camera, you can see the whole thing moving with each time that I turn it. Okay, so be careful not to drop the whole thing. So that one's ready to come out. As you can see, the whole thing is ready to drop. So just support it as it comes down. Lower it down like so. And we do have an electrical connector on the back that we need to disconnect to allow us to remove this from the car. I'm going to try and move it forward a little bit. Like I said before, if you move your passenger seat all the way back, you can actually drop this straight down onto the floor. I can't quite do that, I haven't quite got enough space here. But hopefully you can see this electrical connector here. It's kind of a beigey brown colour. It's got the two little ears here. Pop that out like so. And that is literally everything you need to do to remove your glove box. So now we've got the glove box out of the way, that will give us access to the motors. Now if we have a look in here, we can see three of them here. Thankfully Audi have done something very kind for us. They've actually colour coded each one, so each one does have a different purpose. Now if you've got a faulty climate control motor and you're unsure which one it is, then the easiest thing to do is to have your car running whilst you're doing this, and on your climate control panel, go through all the different sections. So change it from hot to cold, see what moves. Change it from demist to forward blowing to blowing downward, and you should see each of these move in relation to what it is you're controlling on the front panel. And obviously when you find a function that when you try and change it, one of these motors doesn't do anything at all, then that's your likely culprit. So that's the easiest way to find out, to locate a fault in these motors. Now one thing I will point out to you, we've got this one here, so obviously got the red arm on it here. Got another one at the back here that's got the green arm. This one here above it, it actually has like a black circle on it rather than an arm. This one here is another one on the opposite side. Hopefully you can see that just there on the end of my thumb. That one actually has a blue arm. And there is actually an additional climate motor which is on the opposite side of the car. You won't be able to see it. It's basically the equivalent of this one here. It's in a similar kind of position. It is kind of quite high up on the opposite side, but it's literally on the opposite side of your climate control. So it's tucked up under your steering wheel kind of area, and that's the one that has the yellow arm. Okay, that one on the other side is really difficult to access. It's quite awkward, to be honest. So you do have to have a little bit of patience, because it is going to take you a little bit of time to get that out. But that's the location of them. So you've got four on this side, and then you've got the yellow one on the opposite side. So let's take a look at what's needed to get these out. Okay, so here's just a quick shot for you. This is on the opposite side of the car. This is just showing you the location of the climate motor that has the yellow arm. Okay, this is on the driver's side of the car rather than the glove box side. Okay, so the process for removing them is all pretty much the same. They've got these tiny little gold screws on them just here. They're actually a size 6, quite small little screws. And some have got more screws than others, if that kind of makes any sense. Some have got kind of fake screws, like hopefully you can see. If you take a look at this this green one, for example, you've got a screw here. You do have a screw at the back there that you probably won't be able to see, but at the top there, right at the back, can you see it kind of fits inside this triangular thing? Okay, so that one's only got 2 screws, for example, whereas the one I'm going to remove now here, which is the red one, has actually got 3. So let's take a quick look at getting this removed. So I've got the electrical connection. I'm just going to pop that out, just so that's out of the way, give me slightly better access. And all you want to do is literally attack these screws one by one until all 3 are out. Okay, now when these are ready to come out, just be a little bit careful with them. They are quite delicate. And what you don't want to do is kind of pull them too hard, because these are only little plastic arms here. So lift it forward a little bit, and then what you want to do is you want to find the point where it will want to come out. Now if you have a look there, you can kind of see how they fit into the arm. So you've got like two little tabs, and they fit through this circle, which has kind of got a little slot on it. Hopefully you can see that just about there. And so obviously that fits through the middle and twists into position. Okay, so what you want to do is rather than pulling on it, is twist it around until you find the point where it will naturally want to pop out. And that is how you remove your climate control motors.